All right, my friends, welcome to this 1 hour body flow with lifted spirits. My name is Erin Shear, and I'll be your instructor for the day. Whatever time of the day it is, morning, afternoon, evening, you might find this practice a very nice transition to help you calm down, get a little bit of movement, recharge, and rejuvenation. And that is the intention with this class. We'll do a 1 hour flow and we'll open up with some intentional breath work, passive observation just to check in where we are right now, scan the body, get a little bit of our fluid moving. We'll start with some ground stretching, gentle, mild, and then move into a ground flow, which will transition into an activation sequence standing. And I hope that you enjoy what we've got going on today. So again, if you can just find yourself seated position, we're just going to let our minds find our bodies. I'm taking a few deep breaths in here. Let's get a little bit of stillness and silence. Breathing that out. Feel free to close down your eyes. Breathing in. Feeling your chest expand or your stomach. And with this passive observation of our breath, we're not trying to expand any further. We're not trying to shift our breath. We're simply just observing. And breathing in. Invitation to take your hands open wide. Place them on your rib cage. Pointer fingers might fit right under your rib, right where your stomach is, and continue that breathing. Feeling your stomach or chest expand. Letting that out. Feeling the expansion while you bring in that light and that breath. Continue that. 3 more breaths in while you scan the body. Just observing, feeling the breath enter from the base, envisioning a white light as it scans up your spine. Breathing that out. And again, scanning that light all the way up to your chest center, into your neck, out the tip of your head, your crown chakra. Feeling where the body has some pain, some stagnant energy, or whatever your body is asking you to tend to today. And we'll take one more deep breath in, letting that light of that scan start at the bottom of our tail base, up the spine, through the heart, and out the crown chakra. And with this, you can set your intention for today's practice by bringing that awareness to what needs a little bit of extra love today. Whether you're tight in the shoulders, maybe a little sore in the knees, tension in the low back and hips. What needs your love today? And from here, we're going to envision a little pencil at the top of our head. This pencil is shooting straight up, And with that, we want to keep our head straight up as well. So this is a modification of a head roll. If you're like myself, I've got bone spurs, text, neck, reception, shoulders, a lot of pain, a lot of crunching. So when I go deep into those heavy head rolls, it doesn't often feel great. We'll often see roll your head and we go like this. We're not going to do that today. We're going to get a light head spiral in. So envisioning that pencil, and we'll start to draw our circles, starting with little circle, keeping that pencil up to the sky while we're breathing in, possibly expanding that circle into a spiral, making it even bigger. Making our circle a little smaller. So we get back to the middle. Then we'll reverse the circle. Starting with little circles. Again, sitting straight up. Spine is nice and straight. Making a bigger spiral, bigger circle. Maintaining that conscious breath. And then maybe we make that circle a little smaller. And then we stop. Pencil will now be out on the tip of our nose, like Pinocchio. So we're going to do the same thing. Start with a little circle. Let that spiral get a little bit bigger. We'll take 6 rounds of breath or 1 full minute, starting with your circle. Feeling where you're crunchy in the neck or tight. If there's any tension when you turn to a certain side. Breathing in. No need to rush through this. Slow and steady does win the race. And this allows for more awareness to what feels painful. Switching sides now. Maybe nothing feels painful. And you have a delightful little art piece in front of you that you're drawing with your nose. Bringing that circle a little wider now. Again, not doing too much. You don't want to hit any resistance, any crunch. Meeting back in the middle. Let's get a little spinal movement here. And then for shoulder shrugs, instead of rolling our shoulders, again, if you're like me, I've got a lot of bone spurs, arthritis, and crunchy shoulders. So instead of crunching them, we're going to do 6 shoulder shrugs. So we'll be bringing our shoulders up to our ears with a breath in, and on the breath out, drop them down like that. So I'll just show you another example, and then we'll do 6 of these. So with our breath in, shoulders are going up, holding, and on the breath out, we drop them. One more time, I'll show you that drop. The breath out. So we'll do 6 of these shoulder shrugs right now. First one. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, shoulders up and out. Breathing in, shoulders up to our ears. And then dropping on the exhale. Fourth one up. And drop on your exhale. Fifth one. Dropping. Last one. Really breathing in. And then dropping out. Take another 6 rounds of breath here. One more body scan to really bring the awareness to what needs tended to. 6 rounds of breath as we scan each chakra. Root is red light, sacral is orange, solar plexus you'll see yellow, heart is green, throat is blue, third eye is purple, and crown is white. So as we breathe in 6 rounds of breath, we're doing a scan of the body all the way up, listening to our body, bringing intuition into this practice, as our body is a good signal for when we're in pain, whether we feel pain, tingling, or numbness. But our intuition and our energy centers are also phenomenal teachers to tell us what's going on that we can't see from the outside. So taking this conscious breath, bringing it into your heart and your soul, we'll scan from the bottom up, really listening to our body for this body awareness flow. And taking that 6 breaths in at your time. And when you hear my voice bringing you back, after the 6 breaths, we will get down to the mats for our ground flow. At your own time and your own pace, 6 breaths to scan the chakras. Taking your last breath in, feeling that white light expand up your spine and out your head. Breathing out all the tension of the day, the week, the month, or the year. Knowing that you can find yourself in that scan and release at any time. Just takes a minute or two to step away. Now from here, we'll get our self down to our backs on the mat for our warm-up flow. So however you need to get down, we're going to get our bodies nice and flat here. And this is what I like to start out with to get a nice side body stretch. So we're going to start. Feel free to cusp your hands together. They're going to go straight back over you. We're going to point our hands to the right. Toes are also going to point to the right. And this, I like to call the banana because you'll almost look like a banana in this shape. And you're going to get a really nice side body stretch there. You might feel the pull in your hips. You might feel a little bit in your shoulder on the side of your arm there. And we'll we'll take 2 minutes on this side and then reverse to the left. Feel free to close down your eyes and just be here with your breath and with the stretch. With these nice 2 minute stretch poses, we'll add in some reflection, feeling where your pain may be, becoming aware of any stagnant energy or tightness that you've been holding, and allowing your breath to release that tension. Taking another deep breath in, breathing all that tension out as we straighten our bodies, finding our arms and our legs back center. And from here, hands still cusped, or if that's too much for you, feel free to keep your arms open while we reach and point to the left. Toes point to the left side, arms reach out to the left side for a nice deep side body stretch. Again, breathing that conscious breath, feeling which side's a little tighter, which side needs a little bit more love today. So we'll finish the 2 minutes here, maintaining that breath. Fan of nature and the mushroom world. So I'm a local forager of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I do go out and find the local edible mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms. It's quite a fun little hobby to have. And I find the more that I learn about mushroom world and mycelium network, I realize how much our bodies mimic it, which is quite fascinating. So I also like to call this mycelium roots. So we really are stretching those roots up and out. And that it will, just like mycelium roots, be flexible and vast and expansive. Stretching back into the middle, centering ourselves. Arms can come down to your side here. And from here, we're going to bring our feet, place them on the mat, bend our knees for a figure four. So we'll start with our right, bringing that right foot up, placing it on our left, getting a 2 minute stretch here. Now some modifications, staying just like this. This is going to be a nice stretch in your back hamstring. Also option to press a little bit into your right knee. Add a little bit of stretch. Don't press too far. We don't want that right hip bone to pick up off the ground. Want to keep those level, the hip bones. Also option, Picking our left foot up, we can lace our hands back behind our left thigh and get a nicer deep stretch here. Rolling out the ankle if you got your foot up. Twisting a little bit. Got one more minute here on this figure 4. And one last breath in. And letting that out. Bring our left foot back to the mat if it was. Right foot comes off of our left thigh, back to the mat. Taking a breath in, letting that out. And picking up our left foot, which will sit right across on our right thigh. 2 minutes of breath here. Again, option if you need a little bit of deeper pull. You'll push into the left knee. Option to bring your leg up for a nicer, deeper modification. Rolling out the ankle, rotating it as you need. Stretching those mycelium roots of your toes. Whatever feels best in your body today. With this being your practice, I always welcome you to add a little bit of play, a little bit of organic movement, however you please. No harsh rules here. This is your time. This is your space on your mat, so honor it as you need. Taking that last breath in and letting it out. We'll place our left foot back to the mat. Knees are together here. And then we are going to, with both knees, rock them to the right for a supine twist. Now, if this is too much of a pull on your hip, you don't need to push down, but invitation to place your right hand on your left knee to help add a little bit of weight to keep it down. And options for your arms, feel free to tee them out. If this is too much of a pull in your shoulder, feel free to keep your arm down by your side. And breathing in for the 2 minutes. And then we'll switch to the left. Now, if you've got your arms teed out, invitation for your head to go to the right. To the left for an extra pull. Extra nice deep stretch. Taking one more deep breath in. And with the exhale, bringing the knees back up to center. Taking another breath in. And on the breath out, we'll drop our knees to the left. Again, option to keep your arms teed out. In this case, you'll point your neck and your head face to the right. Or modification, keeping your arm down flat by your side. And even left hand to right knee, keeping the knees down if you've got your knees up. But don't pull too much in your side. Again, body awareness. Let's not pull it. So however is comfortable for you. We've got another 1.5 minutes. Left side supine twist. Taking that last breath in for the side. And on the exhale, bringing our knees back to center, keeping our body straight. And from here, we're going to rock up from the mat. Invitation to just rock up once or get up however best suits you. Also, invitation to do a few rocks. I love rocking and rolling. This is a good one for adding a little bit of energy to the back, to the spine, just to add a little bit of play. So I'm going to do one more rock because I love it. Rocking up, getting ourselves up on our mats. And from here, we'll find ourselves for seated side stretch. Seated side stretch, where seated, however feels best for you. If you want to add in a little extra stretch, feel free to have left knee on top of right knee. Have your legs split a little bit. But if you're not up for that, basic sitting, we're going to take our right hand down to the mat. Left goes up for a side stretch. We've got 2 minutes here. Really mimicking that mycelium network. As you see, the stretch of our skin is one thing. You feel that. But taking it a layer deeper, we've got fascia, which is a fascinating network that keeps all of our skin, nerves, fiber, all of these things together, almost like a layer of material. Now, if the fascia is tight and it pulls, you see it gets tweaked, so we'll feel that. So mimicking that expansive network that is under our skin, really letting that stretch, breathing life into it. So bringing that breath, envisioning on the breath in, the little oxygen bubbles going through your blood, like little light shooting up, really filling you up. Now, if you find yourself shifting forward with your left shoulder, we want to make sure we're keeping that peeled back straight. Still getting a nice deep stretch, but not crunching it. Taking a few more breaths on this side. And then we'll place our hands down and switch to the left. 2 more rounds of breath here. Right, so when you're ready, we'll place our left hand down. Maybe get a very gentle shoulder roll. Put a little bit of relief after having your arm up for 2 minutes. Left hand is down to the mat. Right arm is going to reach up. Again, 2 minutes of breath here, my friends. Keeping our chest straight, not wanting to peel over. No need to crunch down too much. Just meet your body where you feel resistance and then ease up a little. With this being a nice recharging and rejuvenating, this is your time to really feel what you need. Now, always with this being your practice, and you're not in my body and I'm not in yours, if at any point things become too much, let's say your arm starts to tingle and you're getting lightheaded, the arm comes down. But if you can hold it for another 30 seconds, maybe 3 rounds of breath, then you've made it through 2 minutes of your hands held high. We'll take 3 rounds of breath here and then we'll be done with this pose. Last breath in. And with your exhale, placing your right hand back to the mat. Again, with a breath in, roll our shoulders just a little bit. Maybe reverse them a bit. Okay, and from here, we'll get down to our ground poses. So we're going to start in child's pose. Now, your traditional child's pose, knees are together, head goes down to the mat, and arms face back with the tops of your hands on the mat. This is what I like to call the seed, as it looks like we're in a tiny little seed here, our protective, safe shell holding in all of our roots that are about to spread out. Or if you'd like, we can reach our arms up and over, really getting a nice stretch in the back shoulder there. So whichever modification feels better for you, adding a little bit of stretch or finding that safety in child's pose. So we'll take our conscious breath here, getting our little protective layer before we really crack out of our shells. About another minute and a half here, friends. Taking that last round of breath here in child's pose. Breathing that out, coming up, maybe reaching our arms up, hands together to our forehead, to our chest. And then from here, we'll go into tabletop. So we'll want hands and knees hip width apart. Invitation to maybe rock the hips to the side a little bit. Get a little bit of movement, organic play with this being your practice. Again, what feels right in your body may not feel right in mine. So now I'm getting a flat back for tabletop. Cat-cow, we are going to take 6 rounds of cat-cow, where we are going to, on the inhale, have our head up, tailbone pointed for a nice extension. And on the exhalation is when we're pushing through for cow. So getting a nice arch in the body like that. Inhale and exhale for cow. No speed, no need to rush this one. We'll take 6 rounds of breath on our own time here. Inhaling cat. Exhaling cow. Inhaling cat. Exhaling cow. Pushing up that last inhale for cat. Exhaling it out for cow. And then finding our spines back into a neutral tabletop position. And from here, we are going to thread the needle. So left hand will stay on the mat. Right hand's going to reach up. We're going to gently weave it through and then pull it back up one more time. We're going to do that same act. One more round, weaving it up. We're going to fully thread it through, placing our head onto the mat. Now, if this is too much for you and you have a block handy, you can place a block under the ear for a lifted extension. Also, invitation to put your right hand back on your back here, or your left hand back, or reaching that left hand up straight to the top of the mat. Breathing in for 2 minutes here into this threading the needle. And then we'll switch to the other side. Again, it's always valuable to do body scans with your breath. If you've got some pain in your shoulder, some tension, tightness in your neck, and this is a little bit too much, don't push it. Finding that block, or if you don't have a block, you can grab a few pillows. Adding some pillow under your head will take some of the tension off of your shoulder back there. But this is a nice, juicy stretch that I love to do for my crunchy neck. And again, mimicking that mycelium network and how flexible it is. It can just ebb and flow and fit into the tightest little cracks. Taking that last breath in here. On that inhale, breathing the arm up. Exhale, bringing arm down. And then I like to reach up one more time on the inhale and reaching around, getting a little bit of life back into the shoulder. And on the exhale, bring that right hand back down to the mat. And that is when we'll mimic that same side. So we're going to reach left arm up to the sky. Reach it through. Coming back up. Getting a nice opening in our chest. Reaching it back down through. One more reach for good measure. And then we'll find ourselves face down on the mat. 2 minutes here on this left side. Invitation again. So put the right arm up to the top of the mat to get a little extra pull. Or if this is too much, you can find your block or your pillow under your head. Taking 2 more breaths here. One last breath in. And we'll reach our arm up on that inhale. On the exhale, reaching down. Another inhale. I like to stretch that up again and do a full circle. Bring a little bit of life back into the shoulder. Exhale, bring that down. And from here, we're going to go into a puppy pose. So with this, arms are going to crawl up to the mat. Forehead will reach to the ground if you can. Chest may also hit ground if possible. If not, forehead is acceptable. We're just going to stretch here, expanding into the chest. This is a nice heart opening stretch. We've got 2 minutes here, my friends. Now, if this is too much of a stretch, feel free to put your butt onto your feet, almost like that same child's pose with the arms stretched out, if that's too much. But if not, we're here for another minute and a half. Friends, taking that last breath in, breathing it out. Take another breath in. Find our foot on our heels, reaching the arms up. Breathing them down to the side. Take one more reach up. And from here, we'll find ourselves in downward dog for our activation flow. So no rush to get here. With this being our first down dog of the day, I welcome you to pedal it out. Welcome a little movement into your legs, possibly twist the hips a little, standing on your tiptoes, getting a little bit of life into your toes and your legs here. So from down dog, we'll stay here for about 1 minute. Keeping that breath in again, pedaling it out if you need. If your heels don't touch the ground, that is totally fine. And if your legs can't be straight, totally fine. Whatever feels best in your body here. This minute down dog is to really activate and get a little bit of prana moving inside of us. I promise we won't stay in down dog for a full minute during this flow after this, but you may start to feel a little bit of shake in your core. After that calm ground flow, we need a little bit of activation to get ourselves moving and grooving. So now with our inhale, we will step or hop to the top of the mat, slowly rooting to rise, bring arms up. Breathing out, arms come down to our side, feet are hip width apart, and we are in mountain pose for just 30 seconds. 1 minute. Mountain pose for 1 minute. Feeling the stability in your feet. Four corners of your feet are firm and planted. You have solid ground under you that's always there to support you no matter where you are. Taking one more breath in here. And with the exhale, we'll transition into chair pose. We've got 30-second hold in chair pose here. Option to have hands to heart if it is too much for you to hold them above your head. And always find the most comfortable position for your hips, which may be wider or smaller than my hips. Your toes may feel better together. I am hyper flexible, hypermobile, so I like a wider stance. Now breath in as we straighten up, back to mountain pose. Take 30 seconds here, mountain pose. Washing out that little chair pose there if it made you feel a little bit of something, something. We'll get back into warrior one, then warrior two. So with our breath in and then breath out, we're going to place our left foot back. Our toes are going to face right to the top of the left mat. We want to make sure our hips are still straight. We don't need our hips turned to the side yet. Reaching our arms up. You might find a slight bend in your right knee. If you cannot straighten your left leg, this is okay. Again, we are not trying to push it. We don't ever want to hyperlock our joints. Finding a little bit of play. Warrior one. We're going to hold this for a minute, my friends. So starting now, keeping that conscious breath, aligning so that your knee is over your ankle on the right side, arms are up. Feeling the expansion in your back while your hands are reaching to the sky. Maybe visioning the light from your toes up to your knees, through your hips, shooting up to your spine, giving you a little extra boost. Distributing the weight so you're not pushing too much into the front and not leaning too much into the back. And from this, we'll transition into Warrior Two. And with our breath in, breath out, we're going to turn our hips open. Feel free. Straighten the leg just a little bit and our knee. Again, knee is going to be right over our right hip. Arms are going to stretch out. Head faces forward. And we can really push into, not push, really dig into that stretch. So 1 minute here for Warrior Two. Again, option if this is too much for your arms to be up, you can bring them down. We want to make sure, though, our hips are pointed towards the left, heads out straight. Whichever is easier for you, my friend. We'll take one more breath in here. And on the exhale, our left foot is coming up to the top of the mat to meet our right. We'll find ourselves again in mountain pose here. We'll take 3 rounds of breath in mountain. From here, down dog. Getting another stretch. Just 30 seconds here, guys. 30 seconds down dog. Then we'll go back to mountain, chair, mountain, and we'll repeat with Warrior 1 and 2 on the opposite side. So taking a few more breaths in here. We've got 20 more seconds in down dog. One more deep breath in. Exhale, step or walk back to the top of your mat. Slowly rooting to rise. Arms are reaching up. Back to mountain pose for 30 seconds. Last breath in here. And on the exhale, back to chair pose. We've got 30 seconds here. Make sure you're breathing through this as we're in a pose that we're not used to or one that has some activation. It's not uncommon for us to hold our breath. But keeping our breath in this practice is vital because breath is life. And breath is energy. And we'll take one more breath in. Breathing that out, coming back up straight to mountain. Just 3 breaths in here for mountain, then we'll shoot back to downward dog. Breathing that out. Shooting back to our dog for 30 seconds. Taking that last breath in. And on the exhale, step or hop back to the top. Reaching up. Back to mountain. Inhaling in. And on the exhale, we'll reach our right foot back for warrior one. Again, having the angle on the right foot, pointing the right mat. Left foot is straight. Hips are straight as well. And then we're going to put that left knee over left ankle. Arms are reaching up for warrior one. You need to widen your stance. You don't have to be on a tightrope. Your legs don't have to be, back to back. You can have some space. So we're going to have 2 minutes here, friends. Distributing the weight in the hips and the feet, keeping your support. Breathing into this pose. Always counteracting with the opposite side, which is also a really nice tool in this self-awareness flow, because you might find one side's more sturdy than the other. You might be surprised at which side is sturdier than the other. Breathing that in. And on the exhale, we're going to straighten the foot on the right. Hips will then rotate to have a straight angle. Putting our arms up. Head goes forward. And we're going to push, lean into that a little bit deeper for warrior two. 2 minutes here, friends. Last breath in. And on the exhale, meeting your right foot with your left. Arms are reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe grabbing your elbows, rocking just a little bit. Maybe gently shaking your head left to right, yes and no. Placing the hands back on the ground. One more forward, one more halfway lift with the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Now from here, we're going to slowly make our way to our butt. Down back to our mats for a happy baby. However, feels great to you. So feet are going to go up, whether you're keeping your feet together, opening them up. Maybe you take your two fingers, grab your toes, rocking one, windshield wiping them in or out, whatever feels good for your happy baby. We'll take a whole minute here. This is your minute to slow down. Find yourself back on the mat. And after this, we'll get a really nice savasana in. It's your time to rest and reflect. Taking some deep, deep breaths in. Maybe letting it out with your mouth open. A lion's breath, as they call it. Taking another deep breath in. Letting that out. Finding your feet back together. Knees back together. Feet on the mat. Feel free to stretch them out. Keep them pointed. Arms can go up if you've got a pillow, a blanket, a block, bolster, whatever you need to be comfortable for this. This is your savasana, and we are going to rest and reflect. Grab your goodies. We've got about 5 minutes here. Closing your eyes down, breathing in the universal energy that is always abundant to you, allowing it to fill every cell, illuminate and rejuvenate every corner of you. I'll leave you be for 5 minutes to rest here, and when you hear my voice, I will gently bring you back to the room. Now, from here, I'd like you to do some passive observation again with your breathing, placing your hands over your chest and one on your stomach, feeling your breath, feel your body, feel your stomach, your chest. Breathing all of that out with any tension, any stagnant energy. Feeling the breath expand and envisioning it be light. That light coming in from the toes. The light slithering its way up your legs, through your knees, to your hips, giving a little extra love. Feeling that light, its warm glow, travel up your spine to your heart center. I'd like you to envision your heart pulsing with this golden light while you feel your heartbeat, knowing that this light is always inside you, and all you need to do to activate it is to breathe. Filling your breath again. One more deep inhale in. Biggest breath out you've had all day. And then we'll place our hands to our side. Feet will come back to the mat. And we'll find ourselves gently in a seated position at the mat. Now again with our hand to our chest. Eyes closed. Another deep breath in, knowing that within you is an infinite light, always abundant and available for you. This light will radiate from you. This light will illuminate in the darkness. And this light will blossom into something beautiful. I honor you for joining me, and I thank you for giving yourself this time today. I welcome you back to this class at any time, and I so value being part of your practice. Meeting me eyes open, hands to chest center, and from my heart to yours. Namaste.